I'm Piper and I'm from kidsinterviewbands.com. I'm here with Max and Iggor. If I asked one of your teachers to describe you when you were 11, what would they say?
I was very quiet. I was not like the popular kid. I was very into my own thing. And I remember I used to love to draw during classes. So at the same time, it wasn't that good because I would stop paying attention and just like be doing crazy drawings. So the teachers, they were nice, but I don't think they were 100% happy with me. So I was in between being a good student and a bad one.
Yeah, about the same. I mean, 11 is where. Well, early on, we used to be better students. I really used to like history a lot. I always loved history. I hate math. Still today, I still hate math. I cannot deal with it. But I love history and learning about geography, learning about the world and the countries and stuff. My teacher, I had one teacher, she was very scary because she had a gun. She'd bring a gun to the school.
But it was a military school.
Yeah. So I mentioned that in my book, actually. And when I tell people here in the States, they can't believe that. She walked in a class and put a gun on the table. And that's how she kept her authority. So it worked. We were quiet for that class. The other class, not so quiet. But yeah, it was all right. We're pretty good until we got kicked out of a couple of schools and turned into music.
What is something you're afraid of that most people aren't?
I don't know. Oh, hold on. Yeah. I don't know. But the thing that scares me the most is being on tour and something happening to one of my family members. And I don't know if that's popular that much, but with people who travel a lot, I think that's like one of their biggest fears, and definitely it is mine. You know, if something happened to one of my kids, my wife, or my mom, and I'm far away doing something else. So for me, that's proper scary. All the other stuff, you know, we can deal with it, but this stuff, it's for me, it's super scary.
Yeah, for me, it's I'm probably going to go dark on this one, but you know, there's a disease that I forgot the name of it, but you supposedly you die, but you're not really dead, and then you wake up in your coffin, and I'm terrified of that, man. So I want to have a coffin like Elvis with cell phone and TV and VCR and microwave, hopefully the whole 9 yard, yeah. I'm always being afraid of being blind. I think that's really, or deaf, you know, because then I cannot do what I love so much anymore. And yeah, I agree with Igor. Family, you know, we leave our families at home when we tour, and that's really hard. So every time the phone rings at 3 a.m, it's always like, oh no, what the hell? What this is gonna be? You know, one of the kids got arrested or, you know, doing something. But you know, it's been good. You know, we've been pretty lucky on tour, and everything is been pretty good. So thank God nothing like that ever happened. But it's always a fear when you're on tour.
Can you tell me a story about asking somebody for an autograph?
About asking someone for an autograph? Usually I'm quite shy, I have to say. And then if I am with my wife, I ask her to do it for me. You know, like for example, the other day I was at a show of this guy called John Carpenter, and it's like a producer, musician who does like movie like scores and stuff. And I went to his show, and then after the show we were backstage and he was there, and I was, oh my God, like totally starstruck. So I told my wife, I was like, can you ask him to take a picture with me? And she was like, yeah. But myself, if it was just me in the room, I probably wouldn't have, like, I'm super shy with stuff like this, especially with people that I really enjoy their music or their art, or even like if it's a football player that I like, I'll probably go completely frozen. I'll be like, okay, and totally lose the opportunity.
Yeah, I got a couple funny ones. It was one time we were at Ozzy's birthday party, and my stepdaughter Roxanne found out that Justin Timberlake was there, so she called my wife and was like, "You gotta get his autograph." And I don't know him, so I just tapped him. He was in a party walking around, so I tapped him on his back. It's like, "You really don't know who I am, man, but my daughter really needs your autograph." And I had a napkin, and he was super nice. He gave me the autograph, and so that was cool. And then one time for my sister, I got her the Eddie Vedder autograph when they were hanging out on the ministry bus right after I puked on him, which was not so good. It was one of those crazy rock and roll nights, But he was, again, super nice, and gave me the autograph. Saw my sister the other day. I asked her, "Do you still have the Eddie Vedder autograph?" And she does, which is cool, I like to see that at some point. But those are good questions. Really, really interesting stuff.
What is one word that you'd use to describe your brother?
Wow, that's a tough one.
Yeah, right? You guys put me on the spot.
I think the best word that I describe him, it would be friend. That's like the word that comes to my mind first. Like,
yeah, for me, friend is great, but also I think he's very creative, which I think is great. What he does with the drums is unbelievable, amazing, has influenced millions of people out there, and it's a privilege for me to get on the stage with him, share the stage with him every night, and just hear him playing the drums like that, especially because I can't do that. So it's great. It's an amazing thing.
When you were a kid lip syncing in front of the mirror, who were you pretending to be?
wow, yeah, I used to, because I didn't have a drum set at the time, I just had the drumsticks. And one guy I used to think, like put his record and I'll be beating like on the sofa with my drumsticks. It was a Bill Ward from Black Sabbath, because I was really huge fan of his drumming. So he was kind of like my main guy that I'll pretend that I was in my bedroom or just listening to music.
We had one even before we liked music and metal, which was Ultra 7 and Ultraman. Those are Japanese cartoons, very popular in Brazil. And my mom made costumes for us. She actually like handmade the costumes for me and him, and it was great because we had to get to be superheroes, And at some point, I think we dressed up like Kiss a couple times, as far as I remember. And I always love also Angus Young, AC/DC. So I always like his head banging. So like look in the mirror and imitate that. That was always great. So a couple ones that I remember from that time. But Ultraman is probably my favorite still.
What is a food that you didn't like as a kid that you like now?
That's a good one. But I never also tried, but like raw fish, it was something that I was terrified about it. And nowadays I love sushi. So I remember growing up, and even to think about like eating a raw fish, for me it was like a nightmare. And I have to say now one of my favorite foods, it's sushi. So things can kind of change, like taste-wise, when you grow older and you try to experiment. Plus, I'm a very picky guy. I remember being a kid and being super picky about my food. So yeah, there was a lot of them, but a lot of them I didn't change my taste. So I still terrified of a lot of foods that still from when I was a kid. So
I have a lot. Olives. I hate olives as a kid. I love them now. Berinjela. How you call that in English? I don't know that name. Eggplant, yeah. We call berinjela in Brazil. I never liked that as a kid. I love eggplant now. Yeah, so it become, especially when you're touring the world like we do, and you go to really bizarre parts of the world like Siberia. You end up eating lard, stuff that you never ever imagined you eat as a kid. You wouldn't even touch that as a kid, you know. But that, you know, once you become bigger and you're traveling, and a lot of times it's all they have in that part of the world. That's it's either that or you go to bed hungry. You eat what's in front of you, and sometimes it's really good. You know, I mean, there's been a couple times that I've been scared, and I was like, you know, maybe like Chinese food in Poland. Don't eat that. I'm not touching that. But most of it is pretty good. My favorite food internationally is actually shawarma, which is sold in Holland. It's actually from the Middle East. But it's very, very popular in Holland. So every time I go to Holland, I gotta have shawarma. It's amazing. I wish they have, I think you can find it in the States, but it's very, very difficult.
Which is cuter, puppies or kittens?
Puppies. I'm a big puppy guy. I mean, I love cats too, but my whole life I had dogs, and I have like a strong, I don't know, like a strong connection to dogs. I love dogs, and I like especially puppies. Like, it's insane. Like, if I see one, if I'm walking around, people even think I'm a weird guy, because I will stop and I'll be like, oh my god, trying to, you know, like looking at it. So definitely puppies. For me, it would be a dog. You know, that's my.
Yeah, cats are lazy. We're a dog family. We had 3 dogs, but we also had a turkey living in the front yard for I think it was like 2 years. And we had a turtle. It was called Nicholas. Yeah, that was like Bacchus, the god of wine. Bacchus is my favorite goat. My friend just dropped it at my house and stayed there for like 3 years, man. It was great. In the backyard, just have little goat. I want to buy a goat. And I had a snake phase where I had a lot of snakes and lizards and stuff. So, but dogs, yeah, you can. We had a dog called Spanky, and I swear to God, he was human. He had smile, and like you could talk to him and he understand you. And I spent a lot of time talking to that dog, you know. Fortunately, he's in dog heaven now. But he was great. And we had Chimbal, it means high hat in Portuguese. That was a beagle, one of our dogs in Brazil, that we really love it.
And finally, can you name all the Spice Girls?
Wow. I don't know, actually. Do they have spice in their names?
One does.
One. Because I remember something spice hearing, but I cannot. Can you?
Cinnamon, strawberry, vanilla,
Hot sauce.
chocolate mousse. She's the dark one. And Posh. I got one right?
He knows.
But the other one, those was all guesses.
There's Posh, Baby, Ginger, Sporty, and Scary.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You won. I did better than you.
I know. You beat me on Spice Girls game. Sorry.
Contest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.